Welcome to this video on understanding and conquering test anxiety. So, first, what does test anxiety look like? It looks a little bit different for everyone, but there are three general ways in which it can impact us. First is physical symptoms. We can also have emotional symptoms or cognitive symptoms. Physical symptoms might appear as shortness of breath, sweaty palms, dry mouth, nausea, headaches, or heart pounding. Emotional symptoms include feelings of stress, self doubt, or feelings of pressure. Cognitive symptoms can be the inability to focus or the inability to recall information while taking the exam. If you are experiencing any of these things with exams, you likely have test anxiety. So, what causes test anxiety? This comes from three major areas: academic skill deficits, social learning factors, and cognitive attentional factors. Academic skill deficits are poor test taking skills and inadequate studying habits. So, if you're not studying at the level needed for the exam, you will have a gap in your studying habits. Social learning factors can also be a contributing factor to test anxiety. For instance, if you have an external LOC or you believe you don't have control over things, this can contribute to your test anxiety. Self efficacy also may be a contributing factor to test anxiety. If you believe you will not be successful in the test, it can contribute to your anxiety. Some cognitive attentional factors include things like worry thoughts, anxious states, or relevant thoughts. So, what can we do about it? There are a number of things to do to help. First, even before you take the exam, you can help prevent test anxiety. One way of this is to not procrastinate your studying. Take care of your body. Make sure you are eating well and sleeping enough. Think positively, control your environment, wear comfortable clothes, and personalize your space if you can. But you also have to manage your test anxiety during the exam. When you walk into that exam situation, your stress will rise and so will your anxiety, and you have to be prepared to manage that so you can perform your best on the exam. So, the first tip during the exam is to assess the test. How many questions are there? What kind of questions are there? How are you going to manage your time? After briefly assessing, do a dump of information on the test and the margins. If you have anything you are worried about forgetting, dump those things on the test or a piece of scratch paper. Then tackle the questions you know first. This can help build momentum and increase your confidence. You also need to pace yourself. Make sure you are monitoring your time and allowing yourself enough time for questions worth more points compared to those worth less. You should also ignore others taking the test. Also, do your best to stay focused. If you find yourself really getting anxious, take a minute and take a deep breath. Focus on your breathing to ground yourself, then return to the exam. Lastly, it can be helpful to stretch. We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and our necks. So, small stretches, even during an exam, can make a really big difference in decreasing our anxiety. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.